All right, YouTube Counterpunch Boxing, give me 1 minute of your time. We'll get right into the Canelo video. So, fell down a flight of stairs, I don't know, about a week ago, nearly died, busted my head open, hurt my back, ripped all the skin off my shoulder, my hip, my back, my leg. Actually have a little bit of a minor surgery I have to go do Monday. So, I've been a little out of it for a few days. So, people are telling me, oh, you're not consistent. You don't make enough videos. You missed this. You didn't do that. Well, there's typically a reason if I'm not on YouTube. And it's not laziness or, that I'm not into the channel or into boxing. Just I have a life and things happen. So, all right, let's get to it. All right, now, bit of a rant. Okay, bit of a rant, but that's all right. Every now and then it's good to vent. I highly recommend you people out there try it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. So, all right, let me open up with a question, okay? Let me back up. Okay, first of all, I'm just incredibly, just frustrated, pissed off. I can't even talk about this whole, I don't know, situation. What do we call it? This nightmare, this circus, right? But like I said, how does a real champion carry himself in the sport of boxing, right? How does a real boxer and a real champion handle different situations? I can tell you, it's not what Canelo is currently doing, okay? That's not how a real boxer conducts himself, okay? Because what Canelo is doing is the exact opposite. I mean, just go back in time, do your homework, whatever, right? He's not acting like a real fighter. He's not even acting like a businessman, because businessmen, would be all over that trilogy, right? There's a ton of money to be made, okay? And by the way, what happened to accountability? What happened to taking responsibility? What happened to integrity? It just seems like Canelo is void of all of that. Right, and we'll get into that. You're probably saying, what is this guy talking about? We'll get into it. I got a lot to say today. I got a lot on my mind tonight. A lot on my mind today. Okay, so if I'm Canelo Alvarez, right? If I am Mr. Canelo Alvarez, I would want nothing more than to get Gennady Golovkin back in that ring, prove to the world I can definitively beat this guy without the help of judges, venues, bribes, whatever, right? I would want nothing more, right? Just one more, just to prove you, okay, you want to doubt me? Let's do it again. I would want nothing more than that. Okay, so, again, doesn't make any sense to me. I would be dying to get in the ring with him if I'm Canelo, okay? I mean, think about it. He had no problem taking $300+ million, okay, from people like me, people like you. No problem whatsoever taking that money, okay? Not to mention the countless, how much money has this dude made in the past, right? Like I said, he had no problem doing any of that, basically leading on the boxing fans and DAZN, just flat out lying about wanting the trilogy, because that was the term, that was the conditions. We want the trilogy, Mr. Canelo, here's $300 million. But now, when it's time to deliver, where's Canelo? When it's time to pay up, to pay your debt, pay your bill, keep your promise, where is Canelo? Hiding behind a bunch of excuses, trying to fight Sergey Kovalev at a catchweight with a rehydration clause, because the fact of the matter is Canelo can never fight on an even playing field. He always needs some type of advantage in order to face someone, that could be a real threat, okay? These are facts. These are simple, look at the resume, right? Again, do your homework. And I'm sorry, you people can call me a Canelo hater all day long, but facts don't lie. The facts don't lie, okay? And the fact is, the guy has done everything in his power to avoid Gennady Golovkin. Okay, and I don't want to hear that crap. Well, he fought him twice, and yeah, he sure did. He did, and he lost twice. Okay, so again, why isn't this guy dying to get back in the ring? Okay, trying to move out of Gennady Golovkin's division, coming up with excuse after excuse. He was even willing to take a pay cut to fight Sergey Darbianenko. Canelo said, if they give me who I want other than Gennady Golovkin, I would be willing to take a pay cut and then basically guarantee you a Demetrius Andrade fight. Okay, so it's like not only is he ducking him now, but he's trying to pre-duck him, or whatever you call it, like duck him in the future, right? He's saying, look, I'll take a pay cut. Like right now, we're gonna take a pay cut. and my next fight is going to be against someone else other than Golovkin. Okay, how about that? That sound good, DAZN? I mean, it's crazy. So I ask you the question again, how much more proof do you people need? He's ducking him. He's ducking Gennady Golovkin. He knows he will lose, right? And he's trying to wait him out. It's not, it's not rocket science. We know what this dude is doing. I could go on and on and on and on. But in other words, look, Canelo was willing to do absolutely anything to avoid Golovkin. Meanwhile, you have all the Canelo fans claiming he doesn't want to give the Golovkin a payday, right? Well, here's a big news flash, right? Here's like headline news, Canelo fans, okay? Gennady Golovkin gets paid regardless of who is in front of him, okay? When Golovkin retires, he's going to be worth well over $100 million, okay? So that logic, it just doesn't hold water. It doesn't make any kind of damn sense. Look, I'm tired of hearing it. Oh, Canelo wants to financially punish Gennady Golovkin. You're not talking about some upcomer. Do you realize how filthy rich Gennady Golovkin is? How are you going to punish a guy that's worth $100 million? It just doesn't make any sense to me. So basically, we're going to switch gears, okay? We now have Golovkin fighting for the vacant IBF, right? Canelo, still chasing Kovalev or whoever else he can weight drain or get the upper hand on. Seriously, people, how can you support this guy? I don't get it. I simply don't get it. And it's not hate. It's not, man, I want to like Canelo. I try to like Canelo, but how? If Gennady Golovkin was doing this, I'd be on here saying the same damn thing, right? I don't know. Look, in fact, I wouldn't doubt it if Canelo... I'm thinking, hey, I'm about to go Alex Jones on you, but I wouldn't doubt it if he retires or pulls a Keith Thurman, takes 2 years off of boxing. Like I said, he'll do anything to avoid Gennady Golovkin, right? Basically, he'll do what Mayweather did to Pacquiao. We'll eventually get that trilogy. I'm sure eventually it'll come along. But by the time it comes along, it's going to be too late. Who cares? Golovkin's going to roll in there gray hair with a little cane. Seriously, I am just incredibly disappointed. And I'll tell you another thing. Canelo is not, N-O-T, not the boss. Golden Boy, not the boss. DAZN is the head honcho. DAZN is the boss, and Canelo was given a boatload of money when the agreement with the agreement that he would fight Golovkin in 2019, not 2020, not 2020, in 2019. Okay, look. I personally spent a lot of time with the people at DAZN, and that's all the hell they talked about. You even had Oscar De La Hoya, talking to the media in the crowd, about the third fight during the Daniel Jacobs buildup. I was standing right there. In fact, I got it on camera. I can show you guys. So that was the intent. That was the intention. And what happened? Canelo backed out. So I don't understand how you people can keep defending this guy. It makes no sense to me. Like I said, and I think Canelo, honestly, truthfully, I think he's turned into a traveling show. He's basically an actor with boxing gloves at this point in time. He's no longer a competitive boxer that wants to fight the best, that wants to give the fans the best. He's turned into a Hollywood actor with boxing gloves. He's basically a Las Vegas side show, okay? Could you imagine for one minute second, right? Could you imagine Hagler acting like that? Can you imagine Hearns acting like that? Roberto Duran, take any middleweight in history, doesn't matter, put him up against Canelo, and you will never see that type of diva behavior out of a real fighter. 100% fact, okay? And look, and I'll ask you the same question I ask in nearly every single video when I'm talking about this. What would you do if Gennady Golovkin went to these extremes to avoid Canelo? What would you do? Would you, he doesn't want to give Canelo a payday. Come on, man, come on. Really? Look, if that's the best defense these Canelo fans have, then I don't even need to argue it, because that's just lame. That just get out of here with that, right? If Gennady Golovkin did 10% of what Canelo's doing, he would be crushed. Crushed on social media and throughout the boxing media. But for whatever reason, when Canelo acts like the biggest diva on the planet. I mean, you have the Canelo crew running as fast as they can to their little keyboards, their little cell phones, their little computers, trying to defend this dude. I mean, I'm personally tired of the whole damn thing. You want the honest truth? Let's get to it. I'm tired of the whole damn thing, right? The whole, the drama, all of it. Either make it happen, put up or shut up, right? I mean, and look, it's pretty bad when you have Oscar De La Hoya's Twitter feed, okay, and you have diehard Canelo fans ripping into Oscar, talking about how disappointed they are, right? And they're refusing to take sides with them. They're saying, look, I support you, I love you, I'm a fan for life, but damn, this is bad. Like, go read the Twitter feeds. I mean, these are the people that pay the bills, you and I, okay? And I think a lot of you out there forget that, right? I think you do. Even if you don't, sub to DAZN or whatever, just by your interest in boxing, just by you listening to my video right now, you're paying for it, and I just don't think people, I don't think people understand that. So, okay. Now, okay, where are we at? Now, okay, Golovkin and Canelo, they're going to fight 1 month apart, right? Here's another thing going on because DAZN is worried about subs. They want to make sure that with the billing cycle, right? They want to make sure that they fight a month apart. That way they can get, the people to sub to DAZN, okay? Because if you have both fighting different fighters in the same month, then the billing cycle is going to be thrown off. So, they literally said this in a statement like a public statement. I mean, it's all about business, right? I mean, I understand it is a business, but damn, I mean, that's pretty bold, to get out there and tell the boxing community that, we're going to spread these guys out, because we need more money from you. We need to keep paying these guys, $300 million. So, Golovkin can fight a Rolls and Canelo can fight a Fielding. I mean, it's crazy to me. And look, I'm not defending Gennady Golovkin either, but like I said, he thought he was getting the trilogy. That's why he signed on to DAZN. Now he's doing history repeats itself, right? He's basically benched. I mean, he's basically just sitting there on the sideline waiting on Canelo, and is that right or wrong? That's for another video, but I mean, you guys put it in the comment section. So, there you have it. Golovkin is fighting some guy that nobody wants to see. Canelo's, kicked back in his little $15 million mansion, trying to find the next victim that he can, that can be taken advantage of in a boxing ring. And the boxing fans are left with garbage matchups. And hey, don't forget to pay that $19.99 now. Don't forget to sub to DAZN. I mean, seriously, it sounds like a joke when you say it out loud. I mean, let's face it. You have a handful of big stars on the platform, and we have yet to see hardly one meaningful fight. I mean, maybe Andy Ruiz and Anthony Joshua. I mean, other than that, what has DAZN done other than take people's money, right, and manipulate people and mislead people? What have they done? I'm not saying, I understand it's a new platform, they need time to grow, and I don't blame DAZN. Now, if you're listening to DAZN, I met all of you, and you were very nice to me, so I don't blame you, I blame the fighters, but there has to be, like I said in the beginning of my video, some kind of accountability, there has to be something. You just can't keep doing this, right? I mean, we don't want to see these tomato cans. We just don't, and you can't expect people to pay $20, $100, whatever it may be. I mean, it's pay-per-view all over again, but it's like a payment plan. It's basically a pay-per-view on a payment plan. So, and if you don't put the boxing fans first, you will fail. Look what happened to pay-per-view. Look what happened to boxing in general. Look at HBO. Look at Showtime. Look at ESPN. Look at any other boxing platform, and they've basically tanked, okay? And the reason, one of the biggest reason is terrible matchups, right? Nobody wants to fight anybody anymore, okay? And now we have PBC, premier boxing champions, damn near leading the way in viewership. Facts, look it up. I mean, so what does that tell you? Okay, because, look, we all thought Al Heyman and PBC was going to tank, right? But they're actually leading the way right now when it comes to viewership and overall fan involvement. Meanwhile, you have the biggest boxing stars on the planet, wanting fans to pay $20 a month for crap matchups. I mean, it's just like, when are they going to get it through their head? So, sorry to inform you, Canelo fans, but you are being taken advantage of. And I can't really say the same for Gennady Golovkin, because he wants to fight the best. So you can't make that comparison, with Canelo and Golovkin. You know, I mean, when Canelo is refusing to fight him, what do you do, right? And to be fair, I understand Golovkin's last two opponents, you know, haven't been the best, you know, but like I said, he was forced into that situation and, you know, was told if he signs to the platform, he'll get the trilogy. Okay, so, you know, it's just, it's crazy that it's not happening. These guys have just gotten a ton of money. Get in the damn ring and end this crap, right? Settle it. It's time. You know, so I don't know. I mean, so for me, from the looks of it, we might get the trilogy 2020. I mean, that just sounds ridiculous saying that out loud. Oh, 2020, 2020. I mean, really, it's just crazy to me. You know, so you know, I don't know. They're probably going to build it up to be some giant, big mega fight, and we're going to get another Mayweather-Pacquiao. It's going to be a letdown, a disappointment. So I don't know, guys. I'm just really disappointed in the whole thing, and you know, I'm not only disappointed about the trilogy. I'm also disappointing about the way current fighters act. Right? You know. Like I said, I mean, you wouldn't see this kind of diva behavior from Hagler, from her, you know, the guys I mentioned before. You just wouldn't see it. Wasn't there. You know, it just simply wasn't there. You know, and to be completely honest, now I actually enjoy amateur fights better, the undercards. I mean, better than I enjoy these big platforms. I mean, I've been on YouTube lately, you know, like watching Golden Gloves tournaments. So I mean, it's just, you know, that to me is more entertaining than this crap we're getting. You know, so you know, I don't know, guys. I'm gonna quit babbling. I'm gonna leave it at that. So you know, look, at the end of the day, I just want better matchups, and you know, I think if these people are asking for your money, that's the least they can do. The absolute least they can do. You know, we just got Canelo, Rocky Fielding, Rolls now. You know, now Sergey Darbianchenko and Gennady Golovkin. I mean, come on, man. The dude's got, what, 12, 13 fights, something like that. You know, second crack at the IBF. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. This was the guy that everyone said Golovkin was ducking. Now he's fighting for the IBF. You know, that Canelo just got, you know, just lost. It's just, it's madness. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I'd love to hear your opinion. And, you know, again, I do want to stress, I'm not hating on Canelo. Okay, forget, I mean, it doesn't matter who this guy, it doesn't matter who he is. Like, I mean, it's the behavior, it's the record, it's the resume, it's all that together. It has nothing to do with the individual Canelo.